Mum of two under fives, Lucy Cruickshanks' new book, The Road to Rangoon, is out now. Her first book, The Trader of Saigon, was shortlisted for the Guardian newspaper's Not the Brooker Prize and for the Authors Club Best First Novel Award, and voted top 10 book of 2013 by the Book Bag. The Road to Rangoon is described as an historical thriller.
It's set in Burma in the 1980s, at a time when the country was under really strict military dictatorship and also embroiled in a really bitter civil war on lots of different fronts with insurgent ethnic armies. And the story follows three characters, the first of whom is Thusa. She's a ruby smuggler. She lives in a real frontier town caught between the rebels and the government, and she doesn't really support either side, but she's just sort of desperately trying to survive and make her living from both. Her parents are in prison for dissidents, and her sole aim in life is really to find a way to get them out. She was about to reach for the map to add to the rubies when suddenly she froze. Adrenaline spiked through her. Her body was rigid. There was a noise behind, something irregular among the constants of the night. She turned abruptly, scanning around. The forest was shivering. In the pale moonlight was a figure, the silhouette of a man in the misty distance, long and thin, marching towards her. She screamed, feeling a shock as though a snake had bitten her, and scrambled up, every thought in her head bellowing at her to run. But she hadn't done what she came to do yet, and she snatched at the map. It was no longer neatly folded like when her father had given it to her, and she felt the paper rip in her panicking hands, but she crammed it into the box anyway and kicked it shut and into the hole. She crosses paths with Michael, who is the son of the British ambassador, and the third character is a military officer called Than. There's a lot of plot in there, there's a lot of action. I hope it's an exciting page turner, and really it's a story of loyalty above all else, and what people must do to protect those that they love, and how they push the boundaries of what might be morally acceptable and the costs of doing so.
The idea for the book came after Lucy went to Burma, now Myanmar.
It was sort of a bit of an expedient choice. It's a country that's changing a lot and really, really quickly, and I thought I wanted to go before I missed the boat, really. And then looking at their history and searching for a story, the ruby smuggling was something that really caught my eye.
Lucy manages to write but has a toddler and now a 3-month-old, and after it taking 3 years to complete, is delighted The Road to Rangoon has at last reached the shelves.
It was actually supposed to be sort of finished from my perspective before my 2-year-old was born, and it was finished just before my 3-month-old was born. So it did take me longer than I thought it would, but we got there in the end.
This is Shan Robins for Solent News Now.